I also wanted to talk a little bit about climate change and also about innovation. They're highly related, but maybe we could start with climate change. I just taught a course, as you know, with our friend John Deutsch on the Global Energy Challenge, where one of the themes, of course, was climate change. And I think both of us, I don't want to speak for him, I'll just say, you know, it caused me to do some sober assessment of exactly where we were and what are plausible scenarios about the future. And I will confess to leaving it a little bit of a loss or a sense of we were not really on a path to, certainly my assessment would be that a 2 degree Celsius path does not look plausible right now. And even if you had a kind of broader goal of significantly reducing the odds of disruptive climate change, that was beginning to look less likely. And maybe you have a different view, and I wanted to hear what your thoughts on this were.
No, I would start by saying the 2 degree goal it does not violate the laws of physics that we could achieve this.
Yes.
And many of the tools are there in principle. I do think that, I'll come back to that, but as an aside, I do think that to achieve a aggressive goal in terms of global warming and then the implications for the climate, to do so, I believe we will need more than what we see on the table right now, like, you know, better solar, better this.
Absolutely.
We need that,
yeah.
But we're also going to need some form of very large-scale carbon management to get there. And we are just barely scratching the surface of that.
Okay, so I wanted to dive into that. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
But
sorry.
going back, I think the 2 degrees clearly is very, very hard, and it isn't technology and science that leads one to say it's hard to see your way through to getting there, given the global requirements.
Isn't this the part where you're supposed to say the deep insights of economics are what help us understand it? That why 2 degrees is so difficult?
You mean the dismal science?
Yes.
Right. But I think what's very important, I have to say that I have issues. One understands the importance and the merits of having a relatively simple goal like 2 degrees.
Yes.
But I also understand the drawbacks of having such a simple metric. It's more complicated, as you well know, number one. And number two, you hope it doesn't discourage us from the perspective that it's important to do as well as we can. Yeah. And we have to do a lot better than the trajectory that we would be on without making strong efforts. Maybe it gets us to 2 degrees, maybe it doesn't. But, you know, 3 degrees is a lot better than 6 degrees, et cetera. And so I just think we have to push more and more. I believe the likely, you know, impacts, more extreme storms, things we're seeing, droughts, you name it, bark beetle vectors eating the trees and not far from the place I go in Colorado. All of these will, I think, increasingly attract not just the public's attention, but the willingness to take action. Now, the longer we wait, as you know, the more the inertia carries us to more and more impact, more and more need for adaptation. I believe people will also begin to see the extraordinary expense of adaptation. And so I think this will come together. Whether they come together fast enough for that goal is hard to see.